When I first started writing, it wasn't that long ago. It was a couple of years ago because I thought I wasn't good at it. I thought, oh, these are too cheesy of lyrics. Nobody's going to like that. But sometimes that's like some of the best stuff that people do like because it's relatable.
Kalysta grew up on the likes of Otis Redding, Aretha Franklin, and Stevie Wonder. In our conversation today, she shares more about the confidence she's gained as an artist as she sets her sights on inspiring others to pursue their own dreams. You can hear her music at the Saginaw Art Museum's Museum Tunes event happening July 20th. Find more information about this and other events at saginawartmuseum.org. Kalysta is with us today on the Saginaw Art Museum podcast. Kalysta, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Thor. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So one thing that we talk about a lot on this podcast is process and creativity. And so I wanted to jump right in and understand a little bit more of your process when it comes to writing music and making a song and taking it from maybe an idea into production. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Oh, this is like a loaded question. So when I first started writing, it wasn't that long ago. It was a couple of years ago because I thought I wasn't good at it. I thought, oh, these are too cheesy of lyrics. Nobody's going to like that. But sometimes that's like some of the best stuff that people do like because it's relatable. So it started out, I guess sometimes people would say things to me and I'd be like, man, that was good. That should be like a quote or something. And I would start writing something off of that. And then it started to become like a form of like a diary in a way. So when things were happening to me in my life, heartbreak, all these different types of things, it's the perfect spark for me to write something good. So I would just kind of write stories off of that. And then I would structure it into like verse, chorus, verse, bridge, kind of the ABA style. And we'd go from there. But I first went to the studio in Tennessee. I think it was back in 2019, I think. That 2020 gap year is like screwing me up. So
yeah, I think it's messing everybody up.
I know that missing year. But I think back in 2019, and I had these songs in my notebook for years and like never did anything with them. And as soon as I started on this musical career here, I got the chance to go there and work with a producer. And his name's Matt Smile. And he took a look at some of my songs, and all three of those songs we released. And it was amazing having somebody create, something so simplistic, like just your words and everything. And you want it to come out a certain way. I don't know if this makes sense, but you want it to come out a certain way, but you don't really know how to express it. You don't know what instruments need to be used. And he just did. And so he really brought it to life. And flash forward to now, I'm working at Rust Belt Studios with Piranha Head. His name's Maurice, but that's his producer name, Piranha Head. And I'm working with him, and he's doing the same exact thing. And I find that a lot of these producers even put their own little spice into the songs, which is really cool also because a little piece of them is within it as well. So, and those are in the works right now. And those are even songs that were from a couple years ago as well. And so the process of meeting these musicians, having them come in and hearing my song and putting their energy into it and their love and their passion into something that I wrote and an idea that came off the top of my head. It's just really beautiful. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Just going from some chords on the piano to something with violins and drums and bass and guitar. So I guess, I hope that answered the question.
Yeah. No, that's great. You had mentioned that you didn't have a whole lot of confidence in the words you were writing. And for anybody that's heard your voice, it's sort of jaw dropping. Did you have a fair amount of confidence in your voice even before you were writing your own music?
No, not really. I think I've gotten to that point now where I am. That was a process in itself to have that confidence in my voice and my singing, because you get a lot of haters already and a lot of negativity just already in the world, and I'm not even on a high platform yet. And you just have to believe in yourself, because if nobody's going to believe, nobody's going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. And I think that's really what's helped me, because if I want to go far in this industry and do things with a higher platform, I have to be confident. You have to be confident in what you're doing. And I am now. And it was a process. And I think it's totally okay to be humble. I think that's amazing to be humble and to check yourself and to know, like, there's people out there that are also amazing and stuff like that, but you can't underestimate yourself. There's like a fine line between the two. Mm-hmm. So be confident, but don't be not humble. So
yeah, it's sort of knowing that you're good at what you do and you're better than some people, and there's other people that you can still aspire to be like, and then always being in a little bit of that middle space.
Exactly. Like, I think, like, what does Matthew McConaughey say? He's always chasing himself. Like, cause he said, who do you look up to? And he said, myself in like 15 years or something like that. And I just thought that was really cool, because I mean, that's like kind of an off the wall answer, but in reality, you're always going to be chasing yourself. You're always going to want to be better. And, you might not be like, the best of the best, but you can be your best self and keep trying. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah. Are there some artists that you draw from, maybe if you get stuck in a rut or need a little bit of a push? Are there some go-tos that you like to listen to or look back on or look forward towards?
Well, definitely. So when we were growing up here at my house, we listened to a whole bunch of Motown, because I have some family in Detroit as well. And that was like a staple in our household, and also Stevie Wonder, obviously. And so I was really geared more towards the R&B genre out of everything. And so I guess I kind of take from that a lot. I guess like riffs and runs and things like that. I've taken stylistic approaches from like Lauryn Hill is a big one. Stevie Wonder is a big one. But right now, if I'm in a rut or something like that, I try to look at people that are popular now. So like Jasmine Sullivan, Sabrina Claudio, Khalid, Billie Eilish, and I can even look at like Coldplay. I mean, I have a really wide range of music that I like to listen to. But there's something within every genre that people like. I think sometimes, you hear a song like Happy by Pharrell and you're like, damn, those chords are really happy. It just makes you feel some type of way. And I think there's something scientific about that, certain chords that people use. And I like to listen to people like that and see, what feelings it gives me and try to emanate that with my stuff too, if I'm ever in a rut.
Yeah. You had mentioned a little earlier about your collaboration with producers and other artists, and is playing with a band and sort of taking your idea from notepad into production. What's that experience like in terms of working with a band in sort of a live show setting, and how might that be different than some of your own solo acoustic work, or just being a solo artist? Do you have a preference one way or another, whether that's doing your own solo work or working with a band?
Oh yeah. I love working with other people. I think everybody has their own preference, but I think because I was just by myself for so long, I love meeting new people and seeing their styles and hearing why they love doing what they love to do, and how they started, how they got their start, where are they going. I like going to their shows as well, and just kind of networking and being friends with all of them as well. So I like it. And even in the fact of like actually performing with a live band, I'm less nervous just having other people up there with me. It gives me some sort of comfort rather than being by myself. But then I also like being by myself sometimes. So I guess it just depends on the type of show. I love having the band with me for sure.
Yeah, I think that it's interesting to think about how having camaraderie like that can really influence the performance and how you're feeling in that performance.
Yeah, because if I like mess up or something, I'm kind of screwed. But they can like come in and do some instrumental or put in a solo or something to kind of pick up my slack, and vice versa also. So it's kind of, a give and take when you're out there with the band, and we'll call and response action, and I love that. It's
yeah.
Cool.
You've alluded a little bit to what's in the future, some of your goals. Could you elaborate a little bit more on that? Because are you looking to play more nationally or internationally? What's the big dream?
That's close. That is the big dream. There's a lot of motivations just to get to a higher platform in the music industry. I would love to travel, internationally, sing and do what I love, and have people listen to my music. And because music has helped me so much, I know that it could help somebody out there too. And for me to be able to do that would be an awesome feeling. So also to give back as well, that's a huge thing in some bigger way. I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of the path for me. It feels right. And that's what I want to do. It's the only thing I want to do. It's what I love. And if it can affect somebody like it's affected me, that would be the goal. So.
Yeah. Well, you have a fantastic story. And, I think there's a degree of inspiration there in understanding sort of that building of confidence that you mentioned, and moving from a place of uncertainty to a place of confidence. And that's really a wonderful, wonderful story.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was not easy. I mean, I haven't even, been to the top yet. Right. And it's, you're going to get a lot of no's, and you're going to get a lot of people that are like, you suck. We don't like your singing. We don't like the way you sound. But you really do have to focus on the positive, as like cliche as that sounds. You really do. And, if you surround yourself with positive people, and, not only the band that I mentioned, networking and having all those friends and stuff is great, but friends and family, anybody who believes in you, keep them close, and that'll help you get through and accomplish what you want to accomplish. And I honestly think if you just keep going, that you can really do it. And that's another cliche thing, but I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned, is just to keep going, because I think everybody would be doing this if it was easy. And so you just got to persevere and get through those tough times and keep your eye on the goal. So
cool. Well, Kalysta, thank you for sharing your time, and we are certainly looking forward to hearing your voice and the band you bring along at the Saginaw Art Museum here, and wish you all the best.
Thanks, Thor. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited to meet Jordan too. Oh my gosh, we're really excited about this.
It's gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah, woohoo!
Thank you for listening to the Saginaw Art Museum podcast. You can stay connected with the museum through our website and social media channels. We invite you to become a subscriber of this podcast or become a monthly contributor to the show to help us carry out our mission of providing art for all.